Hello, what's up, and welcome back to my channel. If you have noticed, I haven't uploaded in a while, but yeah, now we're back. League racing starts again. It's New Year. Happy New Year, everyone. Hope you had a fantastic New Year's Eve. And yeah, we're here for the PSGL Invitational Social Race. So it's just a warm-up pretty much for the season ahead. It starts in a week. On Wednesday, and yeah, it's a very competitive grid right now. We are on my, I think, second run in quali. It's a short qualifying. The first one was good enough for P8 with 296.296. Currently going purple, but yeah, it's a very competitive grid. A lot of esports drivers. And a lot of just challengers and just talented people on this grid, so obviously looking forward to racing there. Yeah, still I think going double purple now, so yeah, at least not on a bad lap at the moment, considering the time of the qualifying session, like 7 minutes in. I think it's not bad. Yeah, so going into the last corner, it's so hard to properly pick your braking point. In my opinion, it's easy to lock up and go a little bit wide, or brake a bit too early and clip the curb. So we did quite nicely. This one we completely bottled, just hit the curb too much and lost a lot of minimum speed. So but it was still good enough for P1 at the time. Barry in second, I think he invalidated or something. I'm not sure, but yeah, he sits on a 0.04, I think, and Wilson and the rest 0.1s at the moment. But I knew it wasn't going to be enough for pole. And Atomic beat us in the meantime, by the way. I think he did a 0.933, doing some desperate measures to warm up the tires, because the preparation wasn't ideal, really. So I had a bit of wheel spin, so get the tire temp up, but still it wasn't that perfect. The front especially. Anyway, going into this now, you want to stay really tight on this long right-hander, really tight, and then use this inside curb to rotate. Could have used more curb. Here, you want to double shift into fourth and then just nail the traction down, minimize the distance here. Which was okay. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. Now this one, you want to brake on. You can brake on curb. Use the inside curb to rotate you around, which we did quite nicely, I'd say. It wasn't bad. This one we did a bit of a mistake. Touched the inside curb, had to go off throttle. You don't really want to do that. Here, stay tight, and then here, left-hander. You really want to hook the inside curb, which we didn't do. Missed, had a bit of understeer, so lost time, but still a 10th up on our lap. So we're looking good. Purple sector 2. Hit this one well, nicely, but now understeer and just bad traction. Had front tire scrubbing, so that was just horrible. Like, that was actually horrible. We lost a 10th. That corner, I think we should have even made up time, because it wasn't ideal on our previous run. But you know, it is what it is. We're still trying to improve somehow. Going into we knew the last corners weren't ideal. Now going into this, it wasn't wrecked a bit too early actually, and just couldn't get the car straight soon enough, so lost time on traction. And here we do hook that up better and gain like 300s. But yeah, overall I'd say it should have probably been a 0.8, but I mean, would have, could have, should have. I think everyone is probably making mistakes. No one's lap was perfect, but yeah, I think that was a pretty bad mistake. Still finishing in P4 at the end in quali, with Barry with a strong lap at 0.7. Tomek in P2, they didn't improve, I think, 0.9 low. Wilson also 0.9 low. And John Evans actually got disqualified because he spun and don't think he rejoined quick enough. And then yeah, it's us in P4 obviously. Then I think it was Josh in P5, Yoni in P6. Pretty sure the time and afterwards. I can't really remember the rest, but yeah. Anyways, lining up now to the grid. Having obviously Wilson ahead, Josh behind. Actually, I was looking forward to the start, because If someone knows, if someone watches my Twitch or Josh's Twitch, we do co-op career at the moment quite a lot. So we do a lot of races, which means a lot of race starts. So that was one thing I was quite prepared in. I didn't do any race practice for this race and barely any practice for the quali, but it's only a social. But I was prepared for the race, so I think it paid off. We did get, I'd say, a 9 out of 10 start with nearly getting Tomic even. He was 2 positions ahead, but he did leave a space here with, you know, poke down the inside, but he did leave a space. I'm really thankful for that, because if he wanted to, he could have ended our race right there. If he just turned in, which I don't think he was entitled to, but that's just what people do on this game, then our race was done. We would have spun, and yeah, but I trusted Tomic there, and it paid off. So yeah, that's what you want to see, I guess. Yoni got Josh around the outside. We braked a little bit early there. I just didn't want to get damaged, so I just took it safe. And then look at how close he is. Yoni 2/10 behind. He's really pushing us around at the moment with us 5/10 behind Wilson at the moment. Just not really used to the race conditions, but that's fine. Just settling in. I'm sure. I mean, with Yoni, such an experienced driver behind, it's not gonna go for anything silly and lose us both time. The race is still long, and yeah, just settling in really. That's all you can do right now. Checking ERS, checking, you know, see how much we drained. As I said, we're still going from career mode on like maxed out cars where you don't really drain ERS. So I kind of forgot how much you can use and whatnot. So yeah, trying to keep that to a minimum. And this corner, in quali we actually, oh Wilson, ooh, where are you going? We actually do take the curb, but not in the race. I just didn't have the balls for that. So yeah, we just drive around and take it safe, get a good exit, and call it a day really. Yeah, but I mean, as I said, at the moment P4 Tomic, spoiler alert, he is gonna go for a interesting strategy. I think he's gonna pit lap 3 onto hards. I was asking I was asking people before the race, like on the grid, which strategies to use, because I wasn't sure. Turns out it's gonna be soft medium for us, so I was just sticking to that. I wasn't really sure, honestly. I haven't done 50% races around this track before in this game, so obviously I didn't know, because esports is on 35, so that's a bit different. That's an easy soft medium, but not on 50%. It's not, at least not that easy, I'd say. There's more room for new ideas, let's call it that way, so maybe hards and stuff. We didn't know though. Thing is, turns out there wasn't really much happening. It's hard to overtake on this track. It's a lot of dirty air, so we cut to our pit lap, not now. We started now. You see Yoni behind us pitted, and behind him it was Louis, and I don't even know where Louis qualified, but I don't think it was top 7, so I wasn't even concerned about him. I knew obviously Yoni was gonna be a threat a little bit, but well, I mean, not threat, but I knew he's gonna get the position on us. I was just maybe thinking about maybe double overtaking Barry, but obviously that's hard. He's quick, and I already noticed something. I noticed my front. I just noticed how I'd understeer, and I didn't really like it. So I figured out. I remembered I did a mistake on the setup. I forgot to change tire pressures for the race, which is bad, because you want to have obviously your front tire wear in check, which we didn't really. So we had quite a bit more tire wear on the front than on the rear. I'm not sure if it was for everyone like that, but our tire pressures wasn't correct. Yeah, I think some people know what and why and how tire pressures affect your car and your tire wear. We see now it is 70% I think on the front left and 64 on the rear left. So we have more on the front than on the rear, and you don't want that. At least I don't. I don't like the understeer it gives you. Anyway, now we thought about staying out, but somehow I decided against it. It was a really late call. I did lose time to actually to Wilson quite a bit there I think. So that was just poor. We look behind and Josh, the second McLaren obviously, double stacks with Barry, so he's out of the race. I don't know what he was thinking. um, but yeah, that's one less person to worry about, I guess. And we didn't get held somehow, which was perfect. I'm not sure what the gap is to and you see Yoni going past already. He had a huge undercut, and we lose track position to Akinji and Louis. So I don't know. I think Akinji did the similar, like a similar strat to Tomek, I believe. Obviously, he started on softs. I think he was in the top 10. Don't quote me on it, but I think he was. So yeah, obviously I just didn't want to lose any time behind him. I knew that the hards were going to be slow. I didn't know really how slow, but yeah, we got stuck there a little bit, but it got through. That was maybe a bit rough. Could have maybe done that better, but yeah, thank you there to Chan for not making it, you know, too rough. And I think it was still clean at the end. And now it was really just about seeing how the mediums feel. I knew I'm gonna have a little bit of front understeer, which I wasn't really a fan of. You see, Louis was undercutting us by 1 lap, so that's not that much. He's gonna have 1 lap older tires. We're gonna have 1 lap fresher tires. But on this track, I was already feeling we might have done a mistake. I thought about going into the pits in lap 7 as well, but thought better of it. I just didn't know how tires react, or how the tires can even make the 50% race, but turns out they could from lap 7, so that was just on us really. But yeah, Tomek on the other hand is still ahead. He's way ahead, so we're actually gonna cut to the lap where we're gonna catch him, or our group is gonna catch him. You see here Tomek already overtaken by Yoni and Barry, so he's on the hards. Obviously you want to dispatch him as soon as possible. He's on his own race. He's obviously trying to maximize his strategy. We're trying to maximize ours, and in order to do that, we'll have to critically get by him. Obviously we see Wilson and at the moment trying to get by him. Tomek parking the bus a little bit. Obviously that's what you have to do. You see Tomek taking wider entry, just I think to getting maximum traction, and then Wilson is just pushing him around. I don't know what the gap is between them, but I think he's gonna send it here. He is. So he's sending it here on Tomek, who gets on the curb. Louis gets by, and not without a fight. They nearly collide. Actually, they nearly like merge and get stuck. And yeah, Louis gets by at the end, and I think Tomek used quite a lot of ERS to defend from Wilson. We have all of it, so yeah, I knew somehow I was gonna get past just because of that. I didn't know how the tire degradation is gonna affect us and Tomek, but at that stage I thought he might come back at us later in the race. But yeah, here he's just not gonna make it too hard for us. I'm not sure if he could have, probably could have, but yeah, we had all of our ERS, and
good job.
Yeah, I'm thanking him a little bit here. I'm not even sure why, but yeah, I'm just a nice guy. Anyway, yeah, now really gotten past Tomek now. Still taking the same, not cutting lines. Some people were cutting it. Some people had a little bit more courage than I had, but yeah, now I was really just trying to. I saw Louis taking like an unconventional line, in my opinion, to turn 1. I was always closing up on him there. But to be honest, he's on a pad. He's doing a freaking amazing job, I have to say. On his older tires, I just couldn't get close enough to make an overtake. He was keeping pace with the leaders, which is Barry, so it's not gonna be slow. And yet here again, he's just at the moment I felt he's doing well. I mean Louis, yeah.
We got front tire wear, fuck's sake.
Yeah, that's where I just felt like our front tire was just too high. As I said, I'm not really sure if everyone had it like with the, but I definitely know I could have mitigated it a lot with tire pressures. So yeah, I just couldn't really stay with him. I just couldn't. I mean, I stay with him, but I couldn't really like push him around the track with the fresher tires. Just just having no front grip, it felt like. Other than that, I felt quite comfortable in the race. But yeah, that was was quite a frustrating period because I had a little bit of an inkling that I might not get past him, and he might get it. But at the end, he deserved it. He deserves it if he does stay ahead. He had the better strategy call, I think, with the pit lap. And yeah, moving on now to lap 26, going on to the last 2 laps. You see a new character entering this rather boring ordeal. It's this Jarno Opmeer. I don't know if you know him. Obviously, the F1 Esports champion. He started like way back. I don't think he practiced at all. He winged it, which is fair enough. It's at the end still a social race. But he did. I think he started on the hard tire and just executed it well as he always does. I think by far the best driver in the race, and executed it well. And now he's back onto us, which is always a scary sight. And now we're just honestly, I'm already starting to look behind and just trying to maximize somehow everything, and hoping like for Tomek to put up a crazy fight. But the grip advantage, I didn't think the grip advantage was going to be that much bigger even till the end of the race, but you know, it kind of turns out it was, and I was wrong. Yeah, I mean, I still had hope we might keep the position. I still hoping. Oh, as Louis makes a little bit of a mistake. I think here maybe we think about if we keep close. I just always lose. Maybe we think about it a little bit. Yeah, we turn it on a little bit. But Louis obviously had deploys it as well, and we just turn it off. We thought better of it because we thought, okay, we could either fight Louis like tooth and nail, or we keep ERS for Jarno. And I was deciding just keep ERS for Jarno because yeah, he's already here, and coming into the last lap, I knew, okay, at least make it hard for him in the middle sector. Don't let him get by there. Get a good exit onto the final straight. We have enough ERS. I was thinking he might have less because he had to get through a lot of cars. Obviously, being on the alternate strategy, he had to get through a lot of cars. So I was hoping he had no ERS left, but I don't know. I was hoping wrong. He did have enough ERS left. So why would I even doubt this guy? You know, but you know, anyway, still trying our best. Getting really close to Louis actually, 2 tenths. So I was still in my head thinking, hey, maybe we can make a move on Louis. That's the whole race I was thinking and hoping that, but you gotta give it to him. He was quick. The whole group was, I think, decently quick with Wilson. Yoni jumped all of us. So Yoni with a masterclass of a strategy. We should have here using a little bit of ERS. We didn't. I just didn't want him to get through here. And then I missed my braking point. Didn't really get the rotation right. And he did. He had an absolute perfect rotation and perfect everything. So we lost quite a bit of time, and he's right onto us. So, but we do have enough ERS. We let him go on the right side. Just we keep the slipstream. I thought about outbraking him, but it's not gonna work. And then maybe I thought he thinks I'm gonna outbrake him, and he overshoots, but he didn't. And maybe, you know, with some questionable driving, I could have somehow kept the position. But at the end, I would rather lose than get dirty. So yeah, that was it. P6, I think, just lost it on the strategy, to be honest. The tire wear was just maybe a factor as well. Should have probably done that better with the pressures, but yeah, I don't think there was too much more in it. You see, I'm driving the Alfa right now, which I won't soon. That was probably my last race in this car. Obviously, I drove in esports in this car, and as you might have heard, I left the team. So I will probably move to the Alpine team for the PSGL season. It has nothing to do with my seat for next year's esports season, but I'm going to drive the Alpine. And yeah, that's pretty much it. My final race at Alpha. That's the classification. Speed Barry won, with JJ aka Yoni Tormola in P2, Wilson Hughes P3, Louis Welsh, great job from him, P4, Liano Opmer P5, us P6, Tomek P7, a little bit of unlucky for him. Maybe Alvaro did actually a good job as well, our teammate. Timon in P9, Jake Benham in P10, Liam, Dylan, Ulash, Samuel Bean. Yep, that's it. I think it's a great Kickstarter to the new year. Hope you all had a great New Year's. I'll keep racing. I'll keep uploading now, every week when there's PSGL. So have a good one. Bye bye.